are you? So, I am so excited that you've decided to join me for this 1 hour webinar. I'm doing this kind of different this time. I am live in 2 different places. So I've never really done the whole live on my IG, but I was like, you know what? I didn't get to accept everybody that wanted to be in there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go live on both places. So I wanted to welcome you. I wanted to kind of tell you a little bit about my story and what has brought me to this journey, how we make money, all my limiting beliefs, all that fun stuff. So let's go ahead and get started. So I wanted to share my story. And I think it's really, really important to go all the way back to where I've struggled and what has got me to where I am. If you're watching me, give me an emoji, send me a heart. I want to know you're here. So I started my weight loss journey when I want to say like 12. I was 12 years old and I was like, Mom, I need to go on a diet. I'm bigger than all the other girls. And she's like, honey, what are you talking about? I was like, I'm fat, I need to go on a diet. And I knew that my insurance covered Weight Watchers. So I started Weight Watchers at 12 years old. And that breaks my heart, one, that I thought of myself as fat at 12 years old. And two, now they have Weight Watchers for kids and I can't even think of all the mental things that that's doing for children, because I know doing Weight Watchers when I was 12 set me up for a life of yo-yo dieting and a life of starting and stopping and thinking I'm too fat and counting calories and counting all these things, and it was just not good for me. And so I did that for a while, yo-yoed off of it, hated weighing my food, hated calculating points, and I was the type of person that would eat all my points in bags of Doritos and Doritos Locos Tacos from Taco Bell and then not eat for the rest of the day. And so that never taught me anything. I just ate. And then I came into high school and really developed an eating disorder. I started throwing up because that's what all the cheerleaders were doing, and because they were doing it, why shouldn't I? So I started establishing bulimia, and I quickly had to get off the cheerleading squad because that was getting very unhealthy, and my mom kind of gave me an ultimatum. Either you get a car at 16 or you get off the cheerleading squad and you can have a car at 16. And so I had to get a job to get my car at 16, and I got my first job at Wendy's, and that just spiraled from there. And so I've always had this unhealthy relationship with food. I've always had this unhealthy relationship with myself and self-love. And I've always had that diet mentality. And that didn't change in senior year of high school when I met Chris, who is my husband now, but he was my boyfriend back then. And he spoiled me rotten. Y'all, you know when you get in a relationship and you start to look happy, you start to get happy, you start to look happy. And that was me. I started gaining a lot of weight and we tried dieting together. How many of y'all have tried the whole lean pockets, and freaking, lean cuisine diets? Like, that was what I thought a diet was. And so that obviously did not work. And then I started going to the gym for a couple times a week, but I never knew what to do with the gym. I always got there and spent more time walking around twiddling my thumbs than actually working out. And so that continued for a while, and then 18, I lost my mom. So right before my 19th birthday, my mom passed away. She was just over 40 years old, and she passed away from an enlarged heart attack. And that shook me. I went into my first deep, dark depression. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I would just binge when I did decide to eat. I wouldn't leave my bed. I didn't go to work. I didn't do anything because I didn't think there was anything left to live for. I grew up with a single mom. She was disabled. She, gave us everything. Like, literally anything she had, she would give us. She gave us everything until her last breath. She never took any time for herself. She never invested in herself. She never believed that she was worthy of it. She thought her kids deserved it all, and to be a good mom meant you were good for your children and you didn't take care of yourself. And she ended up paying the ultimate price, which was her life. And I would have loved to say that was it. That was the moment I ended up getting my shit together and, it was all smooth sailing from there, but it wasn't. I decided to literally drown myself in the gym. I did not want to be that way. And so I was going to the gym twice a day. I was eating on these little saucer plates, and I was basically starving myself to get results. And obviously I got results. Like, that was apparent, but I did it in a very unhealthy way. And then I came up pregnant. So a couple months later, I ended up getting pregnant with Chris and I's first baby. And I was over the moon. I was like, God is giving me this beautiful child in lieu of my mom. My mom left. She couldn't be here anymore. And so she is leaving this beautiful, precious child with me and saying, you know what? This is for you to have a piece of me. And I was over the moon. I was gonna have a fit pregnancy. I just kept doing all the things. And then we went for our first ultrasound at 8 weeks, and they said that the baby didn't have a heartbeat. And I sunk. I mean, I was 19. I had no business having a child, but I'd already imagined this baby that God is giving me for it. And this is where I lost my faith. I lost, my hope. I lost everything because I was like, God, why are you taking away my mom and this baby? And it was just all over. I stopped going to the gym. I stopped doing all of that. I gained all my weight back. And then a few months later, we found out we were pregnant again. And I decided to stop working out. I decided to eat whatever I wanted. I basically vegged. I was like, cook, baby. You've got to cook. I'm not doing anything because obviously something I did before was what made me lose it. And so, I mean, I don't know if any of you guys have suffered miscarriages, but it's always you blame yourself. Even though people say, don't do it and all these things, you end up blaming yourself. And so I did that for a while. I ended up getting induced for gestational diabetes. I ended up gaining over 80 pounds. And I was very unhealthy. And when the baby came, I would love to say I got healthy again, but I didn't. I went into that, you see what your parents do, so you do it too. And I gave everything to her and did nothing for me because I was working full time. I was working 40 plus hours a week, and every second I was away from her, I felt like I was taking away from her. And so I didn't do any of that. I ended up gaining more weight. I ended up at my highest being when I was 9 months pregnant, postpartum at a year. And I was like, something's got to give. And I was scrolling on social media on a Sunday, and I saw this woman. I saw this woman that was so full of life, and I was like, I don't care what kind of crack this bitch is smoking, but I want some of it. I need that. I need to love myself like she loves herself right now, because I don't. I hate myself. And so I messaged her, and I ended up joining, but I did not go all in at this point. It was to get ready for my wedding, but I thought I had to do it my way or the highway. Do I have any my way or the highway girls over here that are like, yeah, whatever she's doing, I want her results, but I'm not willing to do what she does because I know what works for me and that's not what works for me. But obviously I don't know what works for me because obviously it's not worked this far. But so I stuck with Weight Watchers. I did the workouts. I'm not a shake person. So I was like, I'm not drinking your fucking shakes. You can get away with that. Cancel those. And I just did it my way for a year, and I got little to nowhere. And I found myself in a rock and a hard place in December of 2018. I was like, you know what? I am back up to my highest weight. I hate myself as much as I did a year ago. And I'm broken. I literally thought I was broken. I didn't think there was anything I didn't think I could lose the weight. And so I was going to cancel everything and get weight loss surgery because I was convinced I was broken. And I reached out to a few girls, and they're like, Allie, there's this 80-day program coming up. Just go all in. Just do the meal plan, drink the fucking shakes, do what they tell you to do one time for one program and see what happens. I was like, okay, I'll give it one program, but I promise you it's not going to work for me. I'm broken. There's no part of me that's going to be able to ever lose the weight. And so I ended up signing up again to do this 80-day program. I signed up for the shakes. And I did not want to sign up for a coach because I knew coaching was not for me. I was not going to do that. I did not do social media. I did not believe in myself enough. No one's going to listen to a fat health coach. Let's be real. These were all the thoughts that were going through my head. So I signed up as a customer, and I just, skirted along and went in all the way in for my first month. And I was like a new person, y'all. It was February of 2018. and I was loving myself again. I could look in the mirror after I got out of the shower. I didn't hide under layers and layers and layers of clothes. I no longer hid while I got dressed in front of my husband. Like, I started loving myself again. And I was like, what is going on? I ended up losing, I think, 15 pounds my first month. And so people were noticing because I was sharing my journey on social media, and a few of the girls were like, Allie, just sign up as a coach. You're going to get a discount on your products and you might be able to save a few lives in the process. And I was like, okay, fine. I'll sign up as a coach, but I'm not really going to do this. Like, it's just not for me. But I will help a few people if they need my help. So I did that. And I ended up helping 3 people my first month. And I was just like enjoying being on my journey and helping people because I always got to help me first. And it also helped keep me accountable. So I helped a few people. That was February. So then in March, I ended up helping, I think, 5 more. And by the end of March, beginning of April, I got the first person to reach out to me and say, Allie, thank you so much for changing my life. That you have made me a better mama because I've started these programs with you. And I could not thank you enough for that. And I lost it. I lost it from head to toe. And I was like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I want to make women feel this good for the rest of my life. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I didn't know anything, but I was like, this is amazing, this feeling. And at this point, I was working full-time at State Farm. I was working 50 to 60 hours a week, being a salesperson, but I was god awful. I only made like $20,000 a year because that's all I made base. And I didn't make much commission over that because I am not a salesperson. Like, it's bad. Like, I cannot, like, if somebody's wanting me to, like, I'm like, my insurance is higher. Why are you switching to me? Like, don't do that. Like, I'm just a shitty salesperson. And that was one thing, like, I didn't ever want to do sales. So I was like, this is not for me if it's salesy. But that was the one thing, like, I never felt like I was selling to anyone. I was just here to help women. And so I don't know if any of y'all have this, but I was at my job. And this was about the time when my daughter was going through like her speech delay. So my daughter has a really bad speech delay. And so she was having to have doctor's appointments and stuff like that to get evaluated to be able to qualify for this speech school. And I couldn't be there because I had to work and I couldn't take all of this time. And I remember sitting outside crying my eyes out because I couldn't be there for my baby. When she needed me the most, I can't not be there for her. And so at this point, I was like, you know what? If I run this red light right now at work, I don't have to go there. I don't know what'll happen to me, but I won't have to go to work. And so I really got into this deep, dark depression. I was like, I'm doing this full time. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to quit my job and do this full time. And so my first month, so I started working the business in February. And of course, there's an income disclaimer here, y'all, because I'm going to go over income numbers and all that stuff, but I want you to know that this shit's not easy. It's not. It takes a fuck ton of work. It takes so much work where you're going to want to cry sometimes because you feel like you're working and you're working and you're working and you're not seeing anything, but keep working and you will. And I will show you the freaking reaps of the benefits of just keep hustling. But I knew that I was going to hustle my face off so I could no longer be that. I could be at home with my baby. And so at the end of April, I was able to retire myself. And I've been a full-time online health and wellness coach since April of 2018. So a year and a half now. And that was all because of hard work. And believing in myself and burning those bridges. I got my first paycheck that was double my monthly salary at my full-time job. And I was like, if I can do this working 60 plus hours a week, then I can do this at home with my baby. And so I was able to retire myself. And that's gonna kind of go into my limiting beliefs that I had. So when I first started, I had so many limiting beliefs, and I'm sure y'all have a ton right now. You're sitting there and you're like, good for her. Like, I'm so happy for her. I could never do that because of XYZ. You have that person in your head saying that you're never going to be able to do this because of whatever. And I'm here to tell you that you can. If I can, you can. Y'all, when I started this, I was 300 pounds when I started coaching. I was right under 300 pounds, and I had no belief in myself, no self-love. I absolutely hated myself. I had no confidence, but I knew the more I did this, the better off I would get. And I honestly think starting coaching when I was my worst was beneficial because I ended up being able to take y'all on the journey with me. I don't know if I have any amazing followers from at the beginning, but I've been able to show the evolution of Allie. And I know for a fact that when we aren't at our goal weight, washboard abs, and we love to eat our tacos, we prove to women, if she can do it, I can too. And I think that's just so empowering. And so I do believe starting this journey when you're not at your goal weight, when you're not at these ideal washboard abs, then you're at an advantage because you're more relatable. And I know another thing that I had was I had no followers. So I know a lot of y'all are like, well, that's good for her. She has like 16,000 followers. Well, y'all, I started this with maybe 200 followers. Maybe, and that was generous. And some of them are those creepy guys that like to send you the messages that want you to like sell your body to them or something. Like that was the kind of followers I had. I didn't have that many, but I invested in learning how to do that, learning how to grow my social media, learning how to find new people and to connect and all that stuff. And I teach all of that in my onboarding. And so I'll go over all that stuff that I teach you. But y'all, if you have 5 followers, that's enough. That's 5 people that you can impact right now today. And I will teach you how to grow that from there. And I know a lot of other things is like, you're not salesy. Well, y'all, I just got done telling you I am not a salesperson. I made just the base commission at State Farm because I was a god-awful salesperson. Like try to get me to sell anything to anyone and it's nothing. I don't want salespeople because that's scrummy. Like that's icky. I don't want people that are gonna slide into people's DMs and do icky shit. Like I'm not about that. I want to find women that want to empower other women while empowering themselves. And just want to get a tribe of like-minded women. That's what I want. I don't want a salesperson that's going to crank them out because at the end of the day, if you're thinking of this as a sales job, you won't think about the lives behind it. And the lives is what matters. Impacting and changing those women's lives is what matters, not the numbers or the sales or anything like that. And so I don't want salespeople. I'm not one, so I don't want them. I don't know how to work with salespeople. And then the next thing is I thought I was too busy at the beginning. I sat there with my husband and he was not on board with this. He did not get on board with this for a while. He thought this was like an icky MLM, like pyramid scheme. He didn't know much about him. I didn't either. But what he thought was not. He was like, you have this stable 9 to 5. It's like the dream job for people your age. Like, keep at it. Climb the ladder, do the things, and I was not happy. And basically, the one thing I had to do was show him and prove to him that this was an option. And the one way you do that is make some money. And then they shut up because I was calculating the numbers today, and he's like, honey, I didn't realize like that's how much you made your first year of this. I was like, yeah, because I was working my ass off to prove to you that this was possible. Because I had you as a naysayer. You weren't on board, but you loved me enough to let me do this. And if you wouldn't let me, I would still do it and to prove you wrong. And so that's kind of how I got my husband on board. He wasn't on board at the beginning, but it's for sure better now. Now he's like my biggest cheerleader. He comes in, I have dry erase boards all over my office, and he comes in and just writes things on them. Just to empower me and inspire me. And he's asking questions, and I think that's the most beautiful thing in the entire world. And then yeah, the too busy. I pretty much built this business and was able to retire myself on 2 hours a day. And that was a lot of dedicated, focused 2 hours. And I will teach you the exact activities that you need to do to be able to fit it in any schedule. Y'all, I worked an hour away. So I traveled an hour, was there for 9 hours, traveled back an hour. Then I was not a morning person then, so I worked out in the evening. I was a mom, I was a wife. I had no time at all, but I made the time. We all have the same 24 hours in the day. It just depends on how we strategically implement those 24 hours and if we make excuses or not. I might not know what happened on The Bachelor, but I was able to retire myself. And I think that's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. So that is my story. A few of my limiting beliefs. I don't know if any of y'all have any questions. I'll look at the end. I know somebody asked about how much I've invested in my business, and I have actually not invested anything into my business until 2 months ago. I invested my first thing, but I've literally, the only investment I have made into my business is the investment in me. I have not built my followers investing. I have not, bought anything. Like, I only invested in me, which in my products, and then built this business from that. So I know somebody asked that question. Okay, so let's talk trips. Because in this business, we work freaking hard. Like, we work so hard, but we also get spoilt rotten because hold on, let me get my water. I'm so thirsty. Oh, I'm back. But we get spoiled rotten because of how hard we work. And so a few of the trips that you can earn for basically just doing your job. I know you saw that I went on the Bahamas in March. That is one trip. It's called our Success Club trip. So just for helping 3 people every single month, you earn your ticket to this Success Club trip. This year we're going to Punta Cana. I'm not sure if I'm going to get to be able to go or not this year. We have something to do in April. But we earn that trip. You also earn a trip to Indianapolis. If you help 3 people your first 3 months, you earn your free ticket to Indianapolis. I am hosting a retreat for my girls. So we're going to Gatlinburg, Tennessee in January. And I am so excited because we're getting a cabin. And this is all just for doing what you do. Your business, helping people, advancing your business. You get treated to these lavish trips. And I think that's just such a beautiful thing because I know when I was working at State Farm, nobody said, hey, Allie, you're doing so good. Here's a trip. No, they were like, you're doing good? Okay, good. Now keep doing it. Like, no one ever thanked me or, rewarded me for my hard work. And so I think that's a beautiful thing that this company does is we reward hard work, including I reward y'all and the company rewards y'all. So you earn a lot of trips and we'll get more into that. Income. So let's chat money. And honestly, a lot of people feel really weird about talking about money, but I don't. Because I know every single dollar that I've made is a life that I have impacted. A life that I've been able to touch. Somebody's mom, somebody's wife, somebody's sister, brother, whatever. It's just showing the impact that we're making. And so every single penny that you make is going to be impacting another woman, another mom, another person. And I think that's just such a beautiful thing that our money is not just for doing shit, it's for helping people. So how we make money. So whenever you will get paid every single week, and I think that's such an amazing thing because I came from a bi-weekly where some people only get paid once a month. At our company, you get paid every single Thursday, no matter what, for whatever you've done the week prior. And the way you really make the bulk of your money at the beginning is commission. So you make 25% commission on every life that you change. So that's anywhere from 50 to 150, just depending on the pack that you get people set up with. And so that will accumulate, of course, over the week. So that's the base. We also have bonuses. So we have something called a fast start bonus where you'll make every single time that you sign up a new coach. And then we also have cycling bonuses where you will get to make residual income. So that's anywhere between $14 to $18 every cycle that you'll make of residual income. That's the income that you make while you're sleeping. That's the income that your team is helping you build. And that is the income that really makes this sustainable to where you're not having to do all the work. And so every single time you cycle, you get more. And so I wrote down some of mine here so you'll be able to kind of see how that works, but that's the third way. We also have quarterly bonuses. So once you've gone so high in the company, you can earn quarterly bonuses anywhere from a couple thousand up to 50,000, just depending on what rank you are in the business. And that is just for hey, you're doing amazing. You're helping other women. You're helping other people advance their business. So here's a check for just doing what you're supposed to do. Like literally not doing anything amazing, but what you're supposed to do, you're getting an extra bonus. And then you also have a $100 bonus. So every 6 people's lives that you change, you get an extra $100 for just shits and giggles, for just helping more people. You get rewarded more. And I think that's such a beautiful thing. So that is basically how we make our money. So I wrote down how much I made, and of course there's an income disclaimer. You know, we don't guarantee anything. Basically, everything you get is how hard you're working for it and how much effort you're putting into this. Not time necessarily, but effort. How much impact you're making, how many people you decide to reach out, and I will help you the entire way. So for my first month, so February of 2018, so that was my first month as a coach, I made $248, and that was in the last couple weeks. I signed up as a coach. I made $248, which is amazing. That means I impacted 3 people and was able to change 3 lives and make that money. Then February of 2019, I was able to make $5,476.42. And that is just from a year of hard work, a year of showing up, a year of impacting more and more women, a year of helping women impact more women, and the trickle effect. And I do not know another company, another business, another venture that you can impact women to make a profit. I also don't know another business where you can give yourself, I don't even know math, but that's like a 200% raise. It's insane. And so my first year as an online health and wellness coach, I made $25,410.51. And that was in 11 months because I became a coach in February. And that just shows the impact that you're able to make just your first year if you put your head down and you just work hard and you stay in your lane. And then this year, so far year to date, I have made $38,231.91. And that is over what I made the first year. And we're only halfway through the year, just over halfway through the year. And that just shows the impact that you can make by working hard. And I don't know any other business where you can double in the next year if you work hard enough. Excuse me. I think that's just the most beautiful thing is it all depends on how hard you're willing to work and how much time and effort you're willing to put in this to be able to see the fruits of that labor. And if I stay on track with what I have, done this year, then I am on set to make just under 6 figures, my second year as an online health and wellness coach. I would have not been able to do that in State Farm in a million years. And that's all. My phone is gonna die. A leap of faith into my, onto me. So that is the income. Let's talk about training. Let's talk about what I offer you to help support you. So I love this because there's nothing I love more than mentoring my ladies. There's nothing more that I love than getting to hold hands with y'all and teach you the ropes and see you shine. And so the first thing that we do whenever you sign up is I send you a welcome email. I say, oh my gosh, I am so excited to have you a part of the team. Here is a PDF so you know your first few steps. I ask you to make your coming out post. You get to announce to the world that you're taking on this amazing adventure and you're so excited. Then I give you a link to your new Coach University. This is a 14-day self-paced university to teach you every single thing that you need to know about coaching, everything that you need to know about being an online influencer. And so there you will be able to do that as quickly or as slowly as you want to. Personally, me, I was so excited, so I got it done in just a couple days. But depending on what time you have, there's no time limit. You can do it as beginning, slow, or as fast as you want. Once you hit week 2, I go ahead and stick you into my new coach call. This is where I teach you what to do as a new coach, how to pour in yourself, how to pick your programs, how to do all that. Because I want to get you into my boot camp and get you getting results before we do anything else, because you have got to believe in the products. You've got to believe in yourself. And the way you do that is through doing them. So I'm going to get you into my boot camp as I'm teaching you this other stuff. Then we're going to schedule a one-on-one call. We're going to get on Zoom. It's basically like FaceTime. And we're going to chat your goals, why you're doing this, what you see yourself doing this. What is your ultimate goal? And so I can help mentor you that way. And then we're gonna set you up little goals for you to be able to achieve, and then we'll set up our next call. And so that is kind of how I onboard you and get you excited and get you ready. I will put you into my team page where I host weekly calls every single Monday to help mentor you and train you and to teach you new things, as well as giving you that community. So you're gonna get to see the other coaches in our network. You're gonna get to see and be able to be a part of that community. So that is how we get you started. So that is all of it. I actually think I got this in 30 minutes. Ow, shoot. I'm so excited. That means I talked really fast. So woo! We are getting there, mother truckers. We are getting there. So let's talk about how you sign up. So I am welcoming 5 new amazing women to my team, and I will be on a first come, first serve basis. So if you are ready to do this with me, lock arms, hang in there with me, and let's get you up and rolling and get you being successful. This is how you do it. So I ask that everybody starts with a challenge pack. This is going to give you every single thing that you need to be successful. You're gonna get a year access to my online network of workouts. There's over 1,000 workouts for you to be able to pick and choose and see which ones you like. We'll get you set up with a program so you can start getting your results. We're gonna get you 30 days of my superfood shake, the one that I refused to drink for a whole year. I started drinking it, seeing results. You know that one? Yeah. We're going to get you set up with that. Then we're going to get you into my online boot camp so you can start immersing yourself in that culture. We're going to get you online access to my new Coach University so you can learn all that there is to learn about coaching. And you're also going to get one-on-one calls with me. So you're going to get all of that for just $150 today. And that price is only for the next 5 people because I do have coupon codes for y'all. So that is how you enroll. If you're ready to say, okay, this is my time, I am ready to do this, then this is how you're gonna do it. You're gonna email me at Alley, ALLY .Griffith, GRIFFETH @gmail.com. And if you did not get that, you can click the email me in the profile and it'll also take you there. And then in the subject, put have hustle, have heart, and then the title say, I'm in, and I will send you what I need and we can talk from there. And I know you're wondering like, okay, so what's the cost to become a coach? Like, what's the cost? And honestly, y'all, the cost is just in yourself. It's investing in yourself. I know a lot of online network marketing businesses ask you to invest in all this product that you may or may not sell, all of these, weird, crazy things, and we don't ask that. The only investment I ask is that you make in yourself and in the products that you use. And so you don't have to keep a shit ton of inventory at your house. You don't have to buy a shit ton of clothes like at Lululemon or whatever, that you have to buy thousands and thousands of dollars of clothes that you may or may not sell. The only investment that you make into this business is that investment in you. And so I always like to say, what's the fucking worst thing that happens? You suck at this. You cannot change any lives. You can't get out of your own head. You can't do this thing, but you get in the best shape of your life because you haven't lost any money. Like, there's no risk. Either you become really, really successful or you just get in the best shape of your life. You don't lose any money in this. And I think that's just like the craziest, most amazing thing ever, that I know how much it can cost to start businesses. So to open up your own State Farm, for example, it takes a minimum of $150,000, and then you also have to have collateral. And then you go into debt for God knows how long to start this business that may or may not be successful. Well, with this, you get to start your own business for $150, which is just the products that you're investing in yourself. But you may or may not be successful, yes, but at least you're not in debt. And at least you're not investing anything and just throwing it away. You're just using the products. And I think that's just an amazing thing that really sold me on this opportunity because there was nothing really to lose. And so that was one of the things. I wanted to see if anybody had any questions. I don't see any. There's a lot of emojis. There's a lot of people, but there's not. Does anybody have any questions? So, okay, that's a good question. So what about the $17 a month? So it's not 17, it's actually 15. So there is a $15 fee every month for being a coach. But the best thing is you get 25% off of all of your products. So just using your shakes every single month, that fee is basically null and void because that 25% discount that you get on your shakes covers that fee in its entirety. And you ended up actually saving money versus spending more money. And so there is a fee for all of the convenience that we have. So we don't have to package any of our stuff. We don't have to deal with customer service calls or after hour calls or technical calls. We get to basically just help the people and do the fun stuff. And then everybody else does everything else. And so that fee right there is just your convenience fee for all that other stuff. That's your online office, your after hours calls, all of that stuff. But if you're just using the products, that 25% discount that you're getting on all of your products is going to cover that fee in its entirety. What comes in the $150 investment? I just went over all that, but I'll go over it really quick again. So in that $150 investment, you get a year access to my Netflix at Fitness, over 1,500 workouts. You get access to one-on-one calls with me. You get my new Coach University. You get 30 days of your superfood shakes. You get access to my online boot camp, my online fitness community. You also get access to my team page with mentoring calls as well as the boot camp, like I said. So that's all that you get. You'll get a shaker cup. You're going to get, your own back office coach back office. So you're going to get a lot for that. If you bought everything separately, it probably would be close to $265. But since you're buying it all in the Getting Started Right pack, you're going to get a major discount. Also, the fee for becoming a coach, which is $39.95, is waived for buying this pack. So you get a huge freaking bang for your buck. I think that's all. So I am so freaking, my other one's falling. I am so freaking excited to get to welcome some of y'all to the team. And if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to message me. Don't hesitate to email me. I'm going to be around all night long. And again, it's only for the next 5 amazing ladies. That's all I'm taking this week for my mentorship. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get to work. Remember to click the email me in my profile, or you can type in Ally, ALLY, Griffith, GRIFFETH @gmail.com. And in the subject, put have hustle and have heart. And in the body, put I'm in, and I'll send you your order form. All right, bye guys.